The tariff D-Day has arrived and the United States has officially doubled duties on Indian goods. But top government sources insist that there is no cause for alarm. Channels of communication with Washington remain open. Sides have sent positive signals despite concerns. Officials in the establishment here in New Delhi stress that the impact of these tariffs is not as exaggerated as being projected, that India's exports are not US dependent alone. A multi-pronged strategy is already in motion, from export diversification and promotion missions to RBI teams engaging with affected sectors. Government sources say that industry players are resilient, having weathered global storms before, and special measures are being worked out to cushion the short-term blow. At the highest levels too, remember, the Prime Minister has underscored that India will continue to act in its national interest, even as New Delhi pushes back against what it calls economic selfishness standing in the way of global fairness. Today on the show, we are being joined by top business experts from various sectors. But first, let's take a look at how this 50% tariff, which has been imposed by the United States, is impacting key Indian sectors.
From textiles to leather, carpets to aquaculture. The US tariff hikes pose fresh challenges for India's export-driven sectors. While the immediate impact will be felt in terms of higher costs for exporters and potential job losses, Indian industries have historically shown remarkable resilience. Each sector is now not only bracing for the short-term hurdles, but also looking at this as an opportunity to diversify markets, strengthen domestic capacities, and reduce over-dependence on the US. In many ways, the tariff shock could become a catalyst for India's long-term export competitiveness. The shrimp industry, India's aqua export pride, is staring at choppy waters. With the US being one of the biggest buyers, the tariff hike has left farmers anxious. Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has vowed support. Emergency relief and export diversification are on the table.
Already our material price already decreased 50 rupees by the exporters. It is not at all acceptable by the farmers. We are facing so many troubles. We are already decreasing our aquaculture because of so many problems.
This is a huge hit for the state of Andhra Pradesh. We have exported almost 30,000 crores worth of shrimp only to the US market, and AP being the biggest player in the shrimp business in all India. Now, this tariff is going to affect almost approximately around 4 lakh families who are directly, indirectly involved in shrimp farming.
For now, farmers have pinned their hopes on East Asia and Europe, which could net some of the losses. Cotton farmers are tensed. To offset tariffs, the government has scrapped duties on cotton trade. That is music for textile mills and exporters, but a bitter blow to farmers.
भारत सरकार ने अभी कपास पे जो 11% इम्पोर्ट ड्यूटी थी उसको जीरो करने की घोषणा कर दी है। अब इसका सीधा असर जो होने वाला है वो इस साल किसानों को मिलने वाली एमएसपी जो मोदी सरकार ने ही 8,110 रुपये डिक्लेयर की है, वो एमएसपी उनको मिलने वाली नहीं है। अब मोदी जी ने व्यापारियों को, कपड़ा मिल वालों को खुश करने के लिए ये ड्यूटी हटाई कि ट्रम्प साहब को खुश करने के लिए ड्यूटी हटाई, इसका भी अध्ययन होना जरूरी है, ऐसा मुझे लगता है।
The center insists cheaper cotton means a stronger textile chain, more exports and more jobs. Tariff hike, however, has put India's knitwear capital on tenterhooks. With 20,000 factories, 30 lakh jobs and nearly 70% of exports tied to overseas buyers.
When you calculate about the current volume of business affected, it should be around 5 to 6,000 crores. And we never know like how long this will continue, and we cannot come to a precise estimate of the financial losses that the exporters are going to incur. Considering the US volumes, I am sure we cannot be able to match the same volume with the other countries. However, we have to run the business, and this disruption will take at least, if it continues for another 2 months, then it will put Tirupur backwards for next 1 year, I think.
But amid the gloom, there's grit. Exporters are lobbying for a moratorium and looking to make inroads in new markets. From Jaipur to Jodhpur, Rajasthan's exporters too are reeling. The state sends goods worth 20,000 crore rupees to the US in textiles, gems, jewelry and handicrafts. Now 7 lakh jobs hang by a thread, but they believe global demand for block prints and silver jewelry will outlast any tariff ball. And finally, the leather sector. In Kanpur and Kolkata, factories are tense.
Right now, I'm standing at one of the factory in Kanpur. You can see this is such a big place where the factory used to run full-fledged, but the situation is such that half of the employees have been let go. Half of the area is empty now. You can see just behind me in the visuals there are machines, but there are not enough people to actually work on it. Well, this has happened after the taxes have been imposed and major losses have been incurred by the owners of the factory.
Imposition of additional tariff by US on Indian goods have already started showing its ripple effect in India. As far as Eastern India is concerned, which happens to be one of the largest exporter of leather goods to US, have acknowledged the problem. However, the industry is hopeful that the timely intervention by Indian government will help them to mitigate the problem in the roads ahead to come.
India's largest exporters say clients have already put shipments on hold.
The 50% levies are in execution, in effect. So it's going to have a big dent. Already this was in discussion over the last couple of weeks, how we are going to mitigate the losses, how we are going to get affected. Obviously the US buyers, they are going to shift the orders to these countries. Vietnam, Cambodia, all are very, they make good products. They supply to the US, they were supplying. Now they are becoming very competitive in comparison to India's 50%. So it's going to take away a lot of business from us. In the days to come, we hope there will be a lot of brainstorming. We expect the government to step in.
The Council for Leather Exports is lobbying hard, as delegations to Russia and Africa are being planned.
हम 145 करोड़ की आबादी वाले देश हैं और 34 करोड़ की आबादी वाला देश हमको थ्रेटनिंग कर रहा है. दिस इज़ वेरी चाइल्डिश. तो सबसे पहला ऑप्शन हमारे पास है कि हम अपने स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट को अपने इंडियन मार्केट में एक्सप्लोर करेंगे. उसके लिए हम अपने ब्रांड्स क्रिएट करेंगे और अपने प्रोडक्ट्स को ब्रांड लेवल पे लाके हम अपने कंज्यूमर्स को फीड करेंगे. सेकेंडली, वी आर ट्राइंग, हम लोग रशिया डेलीगेशन लेके जा रहे हैं. उसमें ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर ऑफ कॉमर्स मिस्टर पीयूष गोयल जो है वो बराबर इंडस्ट्री के टच में हैं और हम लोग रशिया को एक्सप्लोर करेंगे, वहाँ पे एक्सपोर्ट करेंगे. अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज़ जो बिल्कुल अभी वैकेंट पड़ा हुआ है इंडिया से, उसको हम लोग एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हैं. उसके लिए हम लोग यूएई को हब बना के वहाँ से हम लोग अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज़ को फीड करेंगे. इस पे हम लोग पूरा प्रयास कर रहे हैं.
Despite cancelled consignments, industry voices are positive. They say this could be the push needed for Indian industries to expand their reach beyond the US markets. Bureau Report, India Today.